Left. 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 Left.
Where is that?
Left. 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 Steady.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. Look up to you.
To maximize your advantage.
Ryan Garcia remains fully focused as Manny Pacquiao reportedly visited his training camp and worked alongside him in preparation for the upcoming Mario Barrios fight. The presence of the Filipino legend has injected a new level of intensity into Garcia's camp, as he trains carefully following the guidance offered by Pacquiao, who brings invaluable experience from having previously faced Barrios. Between the two fighters has generated significant buzz throughout the boxing community. Ryan Garcia considers Manny Pacquiao one of his greatest idols, aspiring to follow in his footsteps both inside and outside the ring.
Without a t-shirt, and I don't know how long. I forgot how easy it was without a sauna.
He has long admired Pacquiao's journey and is now learning valuable skills from the legendary career of the 8-division world champion. This mentorship represents a significant moment in Garcia's development as a fighter.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, that's one of my idols. Like, I really look up to Pacquiao. Like, people don't know, but, like, he's one of the people I look at, I'm like, man, like, this guy is everything I would want to be, you know, as a career, as a fighter, because he did everything, like, you know, with such grace, and he did, you know, hit up spectacular fights. He helped out his community. I'm trying to do things similar like that, but me, I'm more of I want to give back to, you know, like the younger generation. I want to help them with like anxiety and stuff like that, and just mental things that I know a lot of kids my age we go through, especially this generation. I mean, the that just out there on the internet, and then these kids doing horrible things like shooting. I think it stems a lot from the
Pacquiao sees this as a valuable chance for Ryan Garcia, urging him to build strength, improve conditioning, and continue progressing toward greater success in the sport.
Be more development for Garcia, Ryan. He's but still young.
Where does Ryan go from here? Who would you like to see him face next?
He should, you know, strengthen his body and also learn a lot of more techniques, because that's what he needs. He has the skill of boxing, but
Veteran champion's advice carries significant weight given his own remarkable achievements and his understanding of what it takes to compete at the highest level. Ryan Garcia demonstrates complete confidence and readiness, showing mental focus and physical commitment as he sharpens his skills in camp.
Fighting against the current. High tide, mother. Get out the water! And I ain't no lifeguard, so you ain't gonna get.
His preparation appears to be at an elite level, with every session designed to bring out the best in him for the upcoming challenge against Mario Barrios. During training, Ryan Garcia displays discipline and precision, executing drills with intensity, applying strategic techniques, and building endurance to ensure peak performance inside the ring. The footage
Do something cute off that. Have a cute moves. Now a little pip. Yeah, right. Right.
from camp shows a fighter who was taking his preparations seriously and leaving nothing to chance. He showcases explosive punching power, delivering sharp, forceful combinations that highlight his strength, accuracy, and determination to dominate opponents with relentless offensive capability. The power in his shots is evident, suggesting he will be a serious threat to Barrios on fight night. He exhibits remarkable speed, unleashing rapid strikes with fluid motion, combining agility and timing to overwhelm opponents while reinforcing his reputation as a dynamic fighter. Has always been one of his greatest assets, and it appears to be in peak form during this camp. Ryan Garcia's father and trainer recently addressed the situation involving Mario Barrios and veteran coach Joe Goosen, describing it as both surprising and unusual. He explained that while Ryan ultimately made the decision, he initially found it unexpected, recalling that Goosen had previously trained fighters only to later face them in competition. Although he questioned the motives behind such moves, he emphasized that there is no real advantage to be gained and that the team remains focused on the task ahead. Turning to Ryan's preparation, his father expressed immense confidence in the current training camp, calling it the best he has ever witnessed. He praised Ryan's conditioning, discipline, and determination, describing his work as a mission and a work of art. According to him, Ryan is operating at 100% and in such form he believes no opponent will be able to defeat him. He also addressed speculation surrounding testing protocols, clarifying that Ryan has consistently undergone beta testing throughout camp, just as Mario Barrios has. With unity restored between father and son, and with Ryan's focus sharpened, the camp is confident that Garcia will enter the fight stronger, more prepared, and ready to deliver a statement performance. Robert Garcia, respected trainer and analyst, recently shared his perspective with Paulie Malignaggi on Ryan Garcia's current position in the sport and the challenges ahead. He acknowledged
teams type of a deal, and I mean, do you feel like it's a big deal?
Well, not. I mean, it's. My son is the one that, felt that way. I felt that way, that it was kind of a surprise at first, but then I recall Joe telling me that he did that in the past. He did that in the past where he would train a fighter, and then about 3-4 months later, he would fight against the guy, who he trained. It was kind of weird. So I told Ryan about that. I said, you know what, he does those kind of things. I don't know why he did it against us, but maybe he wanted to get paid or something, but there's no advantage here, and it is what it is. We can't stop it.
That Ryan has benefited from timing and opportunity, noting that the division's landscape has allowed him to secure high-profile fights. While some may view this as luck, Robert emphasized that Ryan cannot be faulted for capitalizing on the chances presented to him. Garcia highlighted Ryan's natural gifts, particularly his speed and punching power, which he believes can make the difference in any matchup. However, he stressed that success depends on discipline and adherence to a well-structured game plan. According to Robert, Ryan has worked with excellent trainers in the past, but the key lies in his willingness to follow instructions and execute strategy. Without that commitment, even the best coaching cannot guarantee victory.
training camp going, man? Like when you look at Ryan, you look at all the other training camps, and you guys are back together, united again. How does this one fare upon all the others?
You know what? This is the best I've ever seen, and the best I've witnessed the way his condition is. I mean, it's just a work of art. I mean it, a work of art. This is something that everyone's going to be surprised. And like I said, he's up here, he's 100%. And when he's like that, ain't nobody going to beat him. There's no way. He won't let you. I won't let him, lose, But definitely, he's on it. He's just like, he's on a mission. I love it. I'm loving this training camp.
I was looking at a post that Ryan posted up talking about, certain content creators.
Robert pointed to notable wins over fighters such as Oscar Duarte and Luke Campbell, suggesting those victories carry more weight than Mario Barrios. He argued that these performances achieved without controversy demonstrate Ryan's potential when fully focused. Ultimately, Garcia expressed cautious optimism, stating that Ryan possesses all the tools to win impressively if he remains disciplined. Yet, he admitted uncertainty about which version of Ryan will show up on fight night.
In there, probably, hopefully he isn't with his money.
He's like Destiny's Child. He's a survivor. He just keep blasting. He's just in there, right? He just keeps blasting.
Good for him, man. Good for him. Can't be mad at him. Can't be mad at his luck, because I could say that is luck. He's lucky that these guys are around in the division and calling his name out and fighting him. But when it comes to the fight, look, Ryan is got so much power and speed that if Ryan does prepare himself and Ryan does pick the right trainer to come up with a good game plan, and Ryan follows it, because I'm not saying he's never had great trainers. He's had great trainers, but if he doesn't follow the instructions, and if he doesn't follow the game plan, then there's nothing nobody could do. If Ryan does follow the game plan and disciplines to put up.
For Robert, the outcome hinges not on luck, but on Ryan's ability to channel his talent, follow the plan, and deliver at the highest level. Analyst Henry offered a compelling perspective on Ryan Garcia, noting that his strength in the ring ironically mirrors his unpredictable personality outside of it. Garcia has long been seen as a chaotic figure, often displaying eccentric behavior at press conferences and in public appearances. While Henry acknowledged that some of Garcia's actions have been controversial, he emphasized that this unpredictability makes him an enigmatic and intriguing character within boxing. Henry highlighted 3 areas where Garcia thrives, all of which are rooted in chaos.
Well, never got to be a world champion, but his title shots came against Linares and Lomachenko, so that's why he was never a world champion. You got a guy like Barrios. I mean, a lot more guys to become world champion. And I think Luke Campbell's a better fighter than Barrios as well, if you put him head to head in that stylistic matchup. So I think Garcia has wins that are comparable to maybe even better than a guy like Barrios.
Last time we talked about failing up, Chris, it was George Kambosos Jr. We're talking about just how fails up, just like finds big fights somehow. But he did have the big upset win over Teofimo Lopez that kind of put him on a level that I don't believe he was capable of defending. Do you agree with Paulie that Ryan Garcia does have the wins to kind of tantalize us about his ability, even though he's been so disappointing the last couple of years?
Regardless of skills and performances, what Ryan brings to the table is popularity. And you mentioned it from the onset about being.
The first is Garcia's ability to capitalize when opponents retreat or attempt to move backward around the ring. In such moments, Garcia demonstrates an impressive skill, closing the distance quickly and landing effective shots where many fighters struggle. Henry compared this ability to challenges faced by other boxers such as Josh Kelly or Devin Haney, who have shown how difficult it can be to score against evasive opponents. Despite past controversies, including the failed drug test surrounding the Haney fight, Henry underscored that Garcia's in-ring abilities remain undeniable.
He matches his personality. This is quite a chaotic guy. We've seen stuff from him over the years. He comes into press conferences pretending to drink beer. His personality can seem quite erratic, a little bit all over the place. I actually find him very intriguing as a character, quite compelling. That's not to say I like everything he's done. He's clearly done some pretty abhorrent stuff too. But overall, this is a guy who is, I think, enigmatic would be a fair word to describe him. But yeah, these are the 3 areas where I think Ryan Garcia really thrives. And all of them involve, as I just said, chaos. The first key area is when fighters rush backwards. Now, usually, and I think this is quite an impressive skill that he has, usually in a boxing room, when a guy decides to get on his bike and move around the ring, it can be very, very hard to close them down and score shots on them. Look at Josh Kelly versus Murtazaliev recently, or the Canelo Skull fight, or indeed Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez, or Devin Haney against Brian Norman Jr. These are guys that found it difficult to stop Haney when he decided, I'm not engaging right now, and you can't.
His speed, timing, and capacity to exploit chaotic exchanges set him apart. Ultimately, Henry described Garcia as a fighter whose unpredictability is both his greatest challenge and his most powerful weapon. Analyst Wade Plemons offered a thought-provoking perspective on the dynamic between fighters and coaches, questioning whether it is the coach who shapes the fighter or the fighter who elevates the coach.
Where when Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney that he failed that performance-enhancing drug test. I know it's been struck off both of their records, but the reality is the stuff I saw him doing in that Haney fight, I saw him doing it before that fight too. So unless you're saying that he cheated for his entire career, I actually just think that Haney played right into the way that Ryan Garcia likes to fight that night. Because one thing that Ryan Garcia is actually really good at is pressing you when you move backwards like that. When you're not in a position to counterpunch, Ryan Garcia loves it. To be fair to Haney, without the knockdowns, he actually could have won this fight. Ryan Garcia was on the back foot just trying to get through the rounds for a lot of it because his stamina clearly wasn't quite right. But when Haney did go on the back foot and when Garcia did press, that was when he had success. And then he'd pin him close to the ropes and he'd go for him, he'd throw those combination punches. When your feet aren't planted, it's much harder to counter someone or to land something significant, and Garcia knows that instinctively. So he will really press you in those moments. And throughout his career, it's an area where
He pointed to Joe Goossen's long track record as a respected boxing trainer, raising the central issue of whether Goossen can truly adapt his methods to Mario Barrios or whether Barrios must adjust to Goossen's rigid style. Plemons noted that Goossen certainly brings valuable insight, including knowledge of Ryan Garcia's tendencies and training habits, but questioned whether this information alone would be enough to prepare Barrios for the challenge ahead.
In boxing combat sports, is it a coach that makes the fighter or the fighter that makes the coach? Now, Joe Goossen has a track record of being a high-level boxing coach, we know. But do coaches change for fighters, or do they implement what they know to fighters and fighters change for coaches? Because this will be the crux of what happens here. Can Joe Goossen, not to call Mario Barrios old, but can he teach an old dog new tricks? Can he give him something that Bob Santos hasn't? Sure. Can he give him more info about what Ryan likes to do? Absolutely. But will it be enough to prepare him for what Ryan knows that Joe knows? And how Joe trains fighters, and how Joe runs a camp, and how rigid he might be. And even that last part, Ryan's talking about information leaking maybe from Joe, or that Joe was leaking information about Barrios, or about, I'm not sure who he was talking about Ryan or about Barrios, but Ryan, again, seems confident that he knows exactly what they want to do, and maybe even knows what's going on in Barrios' camp, which again, does that really mean a lot? Who knows? But again, what makes back the Devin Haney buildup, he was wildin'. That man was like, where's your mama at? I want your mama. Where's your mama? Talking to Devin Haney. But that was personal. That fight was personal for both those guys. Bill Haney was saying his son was going to kill Ryan. It was crazy. But, you know, in the Rolly fight, everything was super laid back. I was there at the press conference watching Ryan just kind of more be so, you know, locked in on Devin and maybe overlooking Rolly. He can't make that mistake here. And it doesn't look like he has. It doesn't look like he's overlooked Mario Barrios. He absolutely believes he's going to knock Mario Barrios out. And that kind of confidence is what you want to see. This is kind of the old Ryan. A little bit more, I would say, subdued, obviously, than the Devin Haney fight. But in his early career, he was a subdued guy. The trash talk started coming out more with the Gervonta Davis fight and even the Oscar Duarte fight. He was talking trash to Oscar De La Hoya. He was like, yo, you want him to win? Watch this. And again, as much as Barrios, I think, is the most gettable champion at 47 right now, he's still at...
Goossen can provide strategies and technical adjustments. The ultimate responsibility lies with the fighter to absorb and execute those lessons. Analysts also touched on concerns about information potentially leaking from Goossen's camp, suggesting that Ryan Garcia appears confident he already understands what Barrios and his team intend to do. This raises the question of whether insider knowledge truly provides a competitive edge or if the fight will ultimately be decided by execution inside the ring. For Plemons, the debate circles back to the essence of boxing: what makes a fighter? Is it the coach's system, discipline, and structure? Or is it the fighter's ability to adapt, innovate, and impose his will? In the case of Barrios versus Garcia, the answer may reveal itself not in theory, but in the outcome of their clash.